day family. There is the second part of the series on creating a CGPA calculator. Now what we are trying to do is we want to learn by coding. So we come out with an application, we design it, and we learn the coding from that aspect. We did the design of the CGPA calculator. So we have the courses text box here. Then we have the grades text box. Then we have the credit hours text box here. Now a panel was put here to display the results. Now this button was to help us do the calculation. So when you click on the button, then the panel will display the GPA, the cumulative GPA of the grades and hours we've entered. Now let's enter some code so we can run the application. The first thing we're going to do is to declare some variables. So we are declaring I as an integer, numerator, denominator, grade value R, GPA as real, then we have a grade as string. So you have to declare this as it is, or you can use any variable that you want to use for your declaration. We'll be using the for loop to loop through the controls so we can fetch the data which it has in them. So with our for loop, we start from I being equal to 1 to 9, since we have 9 different controls or different courses that we want to enter. So what we're going to do first is we will loop through the grade and the credit hour. First we check whether there are values which has been added. So if their values has been added, then we select and do the calculation with it. Let's add the if statement to check if there are values in the grade and the credit hour. So this is what we are going to use. Now here we are looking for the grade, then here the index will complete the name of the component. So we have CB grade, then the first one will be CB grade 1. So when you come to the controls here, these are CB grade 1. So CB grade 1. The next one is CB grade 2, CB grade 3, to CB grade 9. So this code with a for loop will loop through the controls and search for the CB grade 1 to grade 9. Now if the item index is less than or greater than -1, that means it has data in it. The same way we do the same thing for the credit hour. So if there is data in it, then the code within this if statement should run. So what we are doing first is to assign the grade and the hour to the data which we have in the grade combo box and in the hour combo box. Now this grade is a string, so we are receiving it as a text. The same way we are also receiving the hour also as a text. Now the next thing is to check the grade and their values. So this is what we are going to use. We are going to go with this code over here. So if the grade is A, then the grade value is 4.0. The same way, if the grade is B+, then the grade value is 3.5 in that order. Now for the calculation aspect, we have the numerator, the denominator. So the numerator is the aspect of the CGPA calculation. And in this aspect, what is happening there is, it is the grade value times the credit hour plus the next grade value times the next credit hour. So you're going to repeat that so we get to the 9th grade value and the credit hour. And for the denominator, it is the sum of the credit hours. Now here the GPA will be the numerator divided by the denominator, after which we can display our results. So this code will help us to display our results in the panel. So we have a panel on the form, this panel, which is the panel CGPA. So the panel CGPA's caption will now be, we have to convert the float to string, because the CGPA is a float, so we convert the float to string. Now I'm using round here to convert the decimal places to 2 decimal places, and we are using the times 100 and divided by 100 to get the 2 decimal places. If we want 3 decimal places, we just make it 1000 here and 1000 there. Let's run our application and see the output. Now we can enter our course, say English. Then the grade A, then the credits are, let's say 3.0. Let's say French, our grade B plus, then let's say 3.0. So when we calculate, we're having 3.75. Let's add another one. Here we have B, we have 3.0. Then when we click, it calculates for us. So the calculation is done on the cumulative GPA. It is cumulated for us. Thank you very much for viewing. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thank you.